Okay, so in today's video we are going to continue on modifying CR-10 Max. First part was modifying extruder. Now that I have modified extruder, I am going to modify X gantry, Y gantry and Z axis. Now this cable I hate it very much because it is too big. Printer is itself very big, and now these cables are flat, grumpy, I don't know how it's called in English, but they are not, in my opinion, suitable for this kind of printer. They are not elegant, so I am going to change that. Now I was busy with my responsibilities, and I was not able to film me modifying X gantry and Y gantry, making designs in FreeCAD and finding solutions. So we are only going to see in this part, or in general, how to modify Z-axis. Now, X-axis and or X gantry and Y gantry were also modified. I had to redo cable management. I found this on Temu. This like how it's called, I forgot. Cable links, something like that, and they were relatively cheap. I got 2 meters of them, and I'm going to use them for cable management with this printer. Now I'm splitting this flat cable, and I'm going to stack its parts one upon another, and I'm going to get a new cable which I can put through these chained links. Now, for connecting points, I modified and made new files that can be 3D printed. I published them on Thingiverse and can be used with these chain links in order to do cable management on your printer. I had to design it from the scratch, and it was time-consuming process, but it's done, and you can get it free of charge. Now, because of connector, it is not possible to push through cables through these links, so I had to cut them with heavy-duty pliers or scissors, and then I had to spread the part that I have cut and that I had cut, and I repeated this process 30 times, I think. It was time-consuming process, but it was the only option, and we will see later on the way in which I did this. Now, idea is to this chain link has 2 sides, and it is going zigzag. So I am cutting it from one side, then from other side, and in this way the next link is going to keep together the link before, and so on. And the last link is going to be sandwiched with 3D printed part that I have designed, so it will be fixed in place. Now, this was time-consuming process. I made a tool halfway through this process, with which I made it faster in opening this chain link and pushing cable in. I made widening the gap easier. Now this is how it looks. In my opinion, it looks very good. Now I am going to show you how I did it. Now we have 2 chain links, and we are going to cut first part, and this is the tool, L profile, and we are going to cut second part in opposite place, and we are going to spread this part where it was cut with this L tool. Now I am going to screw with 2 screws the bottom part, of this chain link, and just in order to prevent it from moving left to right. We can use one screw, but we need to tighten it really good, but it is better to use 2 screws. I'm using T-nuts with regular screws. Now this was really time-consuming process, but I was motivated to do this. It is really interesting to me. So I want to make this printer more reliable, and I want to make it ready for tasks that I have in mind, with printing different PLA composites with different particles, carbon fiber, wood, floor, wood fibers, and so on. So I need a bigger printer with bigger dimensions. Now I don't have many options, and this was the best option in my region, this printer. So I'm going to make it good. So later on I put here some plastic wrap just to prevent this cable from damaging. I am now lifting the Z axis in order to see if there is enough length of cable and chain links, and if I need to remove or add more of them. Now this looks very good to me, and I'm going now to redesign or to design Z-axis part. I already have X-axis and Y-axis part, and I'm going to reuse some files. Now this is part that I will need to design, and let's do it. Now I'm using FreeCAD. I already have some parts designed, and I'm going to reuse those files. Now since I'm using old parts, I had idea to simply use part design tool and to merge them, cut them, and so on. But the first part I did 3 months ago, and in meantime, for some reason, I have deleted the file, FreeCAD file, which contained this part, but STL file remained. So I had to do some reverse engineering, converting STL to solid part, and then I had to make some new designs that were deleted. Now this part that I'm designing now here is not, let's say, final part, because when I finished designing this video, the prototype was not good, and I had to do 3 more iterations and design new part, which of course I did not film because it is time consuming. So the file that is uploaded to Thingiverse, STL files and FreeCAD file contain this modified version that I installed on my 3D printer. So now I am going to pause here with recording, and I'm going to continue with printing and installing this part. we are going now to print it. I'm using Bambulab in this case, and now we are going to install it on this Z-axis. Now cable management is mess, but it is how it is. I will need to use longer screws in this case because it is thick part. In this exact moment while filming this video, I was looking for same screws, and yeah, that's it. So what's the idea with this printer is to print larger carbon fiber parts, and for it to be reliable and for it to be able to collect more data. So I am going to install in the third part clipper on this printer with Raspberry Pi 7-inch screen. And then we are going to focus on CR-30, CR-10 and CR-2 combo. And it will be good setup to print whatever we want while prototyping. So now this is, I'm screwing these parts now. So I like working with data, so I think Clipper will be a good option to collect as much data as possible. Because with this firmware, it is consumer-based firmware. I need more open source firmware that has more options. Same like Arduino, Android and Apple, iOS. I need Android, or in my case, instead of Windows, I use Arch Linux. I need more control, more information. Now, these screws are too long, and I'm going to later on replace them with shorter screws. I am now test fitting to see if everything will fit together, and of course it will not fit together because I have one chain link extra. Instead of using the L-shaped tool to open the gap and remove the cable, I'm just going to cut this extra link with scissors and be done with it. Okay, so it's done. When everything is screwed with smaller screws, it is really sturdy, so it will not look like this. And as you can see, this is how it looks. I have replaced, I think now I have replaced the screws, and this is how it looks. And we are going to see to turn on the printer and see if everything works fine. And of course everything works fine. No cable was damaged in this process. This link looks a little bit strange from the sides, but it does the job. Maybe it was not intended for this purpose, but it is doing the job relatively fine, and we will leave it to that. Now I'm testing if it is moving smoothly, and it looks really good. It has small form factor, so that's what I was aiming for. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video.